All right, my peoples. What's the deal? Y'all already know who the fuck it is. I'm back again because I need to know what the fuck is going on in the music industry, the rap music industry, the rap game, bro. What the fuck is going on? Why is everybody catching charges, getting the Ricos? These niggas get money and don't know how to escape the fucking streets. They don't know how to get away. They don't know. They can get a passport and go somewhere out of this country, but then they still getting caught up in the small corner of the world, which is their block, they home, where they from. I don't know what the fuck going on. So I'm about to get into this so I can learn what's going on. Thug just got out of the system, or not fully, but he just got out of jail. Now they saying it's potential that he could go back. This post says Young Thug going to prison according to Fannie Willis. New revocation filed. Revocation. I can't pronounce that word because I went to public school, but and let's get into this shit, man. You know what I'm talking about? Hold on, God.
Fulton County prosecutors asked to have Young Thug's probation revoked. Atlanta, Channel 2 Action News has learned prosecutors with the Fulton County District Attorney's Office have filed a motion to revoke the probation for hip-hop superstar Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams. A document obtained by Channel 2's investigative reporter Mark Winnie says, since sentencing, the defendant has engaged in conduct that threatens the safety of witnesses and prosecutors, compromises ongoing legal proceedings, and warrants immediate revocation of probation. The motion says the integrity of this court and the safety of those involved in its prosecution are at stake. The YSL case began initially as an indictment that charged 28 people, including rapper Young Thug, with conspiring to violate Georgia's Racketeer Influence and Corrupts Organization Act. Young Thug pleaded guilty as part of a non-negotiated plea deal in December. 9 other defendants took plea deals before the trial began, including rapper Gunna. The trial was the longest criminal trial in Georgia history. It took 10 months alone just to select the jury, and testimony didn't begin until a year ago in November 2023. Stay on with WSBTV.com and tune in to WSBTV at 11 p.m. for the latest on this developing story. I freaking knew it yesterday. It's not just about the dog. You know what? State of Georgia versus Jeffrey Williams.
Talk to us, brother. What we need to know.
Motion to revoke probation sent to Paige Whitaker comes now. The state of Georgia, volume through the undersigned counsel, and moves this honorable court to immediately revoke the probation of defendant Jeffrey Williams. The defendant has demonstrated a blatant disregard for the law, the safety of witnesses, and the integrity of judicial proceedings. The state submits that the defendant's continued presence in the community under probationary supervision presents a clear and present danger to public safety and undermines the rule of law. Background. On October 31st, 2024, the defendant, Jeffrey Williams, was sentenced to probation with conditions that include no contact with the victim and victim's family. The defendant pled guilty, and the conditions of probation were imposed pursuant to OCGA 42-8-35, which authorizes courts to establish and enforce conditions necessary to protect the public and uphold the administration of justice. Since sentencing, the defendant has engaged in conduct that directly threatens the safety of witnesses and prosecutors, compromises ongoing legal proceedings, and warrants immediate revocation of probation, escalating threats and witness intimidation. Investigator, and I knew it, I effing knew it. As soon as I got sent this article, I knew it. I already knew what it was, and I started to make a video about this yesterday. Investigator Marissa Viverito is currently testifying in a multi-defendant gang murder preliminary hearing, which remains ongoing and is set to reconvene on Monday, April 7, 2025. During the hearing, the court explicitly ordered that the witness not be shown on television while testifying. Despite this order, the known blogger deliberately violated the court's directive by posting on social media she doesn't want to be shown on screen. Well, here she is, along with a photograph of investigator Viverito. On Tuesday, April 1st, 2025, Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, amplified this act by reposting the image with the caption, "Marissa Viverito is the biggest liar in the DA's office." This post quickly went viral, amassing over 2 million views with thousands of comments and retweets, many of which included direct threats to investigator Viverito and her family. Direct threats. As a direct consequence of these social media posts, Viverito's home address and her parents' home address were publicly posted, exposing them to a grave danger. See Exhibit A. One post stated, "If the hate is really real, then pull up on her mama crib," alongside a photograph of her mother's residence. See Exhibit A. Hours later, an additional post emerged threatening the assassination of District Attorney Fannie Willis. See Exhibit B. The escalation from targeting a testifying witness to making a direct death threat against the elected district attorney of Fulton County is a grave and unprecedented attack on the justice system, pattern of intimidation and court undermining. This is not an isolated incident. Boy, I think they're going to sit up here and probably bring up that gun and stuff. Anyways, I'm just speculating I'm reading this, by the way, literally for the first time, just y'all. This is not an isolated incident. It is a part of a calculated campaign of intimidation, harassment, and misinformation designed to undermine the legal process. Social media has been used as a tool to manipulate public perception, spread misinformation, and instill fear. These efforts have also included attempts to exploit the court's perceived stance or disdain towards the state by referring to Your Honor as YSL Whitaker. This ongoing manipulation of public perception through social media is intended to obstruct justice, silence witnesses, and threaten those who enforce law. Legal basis for revocation. Under OCGA 42-8-34, a court may revoke a defendant's probation when they engage in new criminal conduct or violations that threaten public safety. The defendant continued association with individuals actively involved in witness intimidation, threats of violence, and obstruction of justice constitutes a clear violation of probation conditions. These actions mirror the established tactics of criminal organizations as defined under OCGA 16-15-3, which are designed to instill fear, silence witnesses, and interfere with judicial proceedings. As a direct consequence of these actions, law enforcement resources have been required to provide security in response to the escalating threats and intimidation. Georgia courts have consistently upheld the revocation of probation for conduct that endangers witnesses, obstructs justice, and threatens public officials. Failure to act decisively will only encourage further attempts to threaten, harass, and intimidate those involved in the case. The state asserts that not addressing this matter directly with the defendant would fail to serve as an adequate deterrent given the gravity and escalating nature of these threats. Furthermore, as both the defendant and this court acknowledged during his plea and sentencing, the defendant wields significant influence over people worldwide, amplifying the potential impact of his actions. See Exhibit C, excerpt from the 1031 hearing. Need for revocation. The integrity of this court and the safety of those involved in this prosecution are at stake. The defendant's probation should be immediately revoked to prevent further harm, ensure compliance with the law, and send a clear message that witness intimidation and threats against public officials will not be tolerated. The state urges this court to take swift and decisive action by revoking the defendant's probation and remanding them to custody without delay. Conclusion. Wherefore, the state of Georgia respectfully requests this court schedule a hearing to address immediate revoke or modify the defendant's probation as it deems appropriate. Order the defendant to reimburse the costs incurred by law enforcement for additional protective measures necessitated by their actions, and impose any further sanctions necessary to safeguard the witnesses, prosecutors, and the integrity of the judicial system. Respectfully submitted the 2nd day of April 2025, Fonnie T. Willis, Adam Abate, and Simone Hilton. So we'll go through right here. We'll look at the exhibits. It says Viverito testimony footage, and basically, this is all man. I'm gonna rip into the state. Y'all know how I'm coming on this one, right? So then Young Thug retweets biggest liar in the DA's office, and then Young Thug retweeted the Thugger Daily Post. All my homies hate Viverito.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might get you off that
shit. Used to live
shit.
at altitude, got my Airbnb shut down. If the crib is really real, then pull up at her mama house. But this is a house that's been sold. I will personally make sure Fonnie Willis assassinated. Daredevil season 4. So, this is when Young Thug has sat up there and said, yeah, but I understand, rap lyrics. I understand how it can be twisted. I understand what it can do to the mind of people. I understand all that. And I promise you, I'm 100% changing that. It's just, I'm older. I'm grown now. It's just like, I am smarter. There's more things to rap about. Like, I have experienced a lot of good things. I've experienced more bad things, but I experienced a lot of good things too. And anyway, I could go on forever, the court. Well, I appreciate it. And I appreciate that you do realize how much of an impact you have on people. It's past your neighborhood, it's worldwide, especially young people. And having come up from where you came up from and living in and around that, you know that gangs are damaging to our community. And it may be a whole lot of rap music, and the rap industry is. I mean, honestly, it sounds like a modern day version kind of WWE wrestling that used to be on television, where people would just get up and posture and act like they hated each other. And it may be that. That's a lot of what is going on in the music industry with
Definitely.
rap. But whether
Bro,
or not,
I swear to God, I've been thinking the same thing. I've been like, bro, this shit just feel like WWE. But it feel like a lot of them don't know how to separate what really go on in the streets from it just being entertainment. Cause a lot, excuse me, I'm starting to notice a lot of this shit really ain't entertainment no more. It's really just a lot of beef for real. It's a lot of beef for real. Shit that can go left in an instant. A lot of liars, a lot of shit being blown out of proportion, and a lot of real shit going down. And it's hard to differentiate from the outside looking in, but I think it's also hard for these motherfuckers to differentiate what's going on for real. You know what I'm saying? The motherfuckers that's really doing the crimes, they either in jail already, or they on their way to it, or they dead.
it is faint or not, it has tremendous
impact on kids and young people who think this is cool. This is what I want to do. Look at him. He's a millionaire. I can do that by being, a gangster in the streets. And that's not true. What you're likely to have happen to you if you're a gangster in the streets is you get shot, you get killed, or you get thrown in prison. And those are, by far the most likely outcomes. And, you've been in here watching the trial, and you've seen the pictures of Mr. Ryan posing with a gun as big as he is at 15 years old and going out and shooting and killing another teenager. And that's what gangs do, and that's unfortunately a lot of what rap music does. And if you are a modern day John Lennon, he might have rapped too in this day and age. I don't know, but I know you're talented, and even if you choose to continue to rap, you need to try to use your influence to let kids know that that is not the way to go, and that there are ways out of poverty besides hooking up with the powerful guy at the end of the street selling drugs. And, I know that happens for protection sometimes, but a much better way would be getting an education and hanging around with people who set a good example. And you be one of those people that sets a good example. All right, so that's my high horse on that. I could also go on. But I want you to try to be more of the solution and less of the problem. All right? All right, so it is not lost on the court that the state, had they been able to come to agreement on certain special conditions, was willing to entirely dismiss the RICO count, was willing to entirely dismiss one of the gang counts, and was willing to entirely dismiss this, machine gun count, was willing to give a sentence that permitted Mr. Williams to walk out of the door today, and therefore does not seem to be particularly worried that Mr. Williams, if on the streets, would be a danger to society. I'm taking that into consideration in crafting my sentence. And in permitting a no-low plea to the RICO count and one of the two gang counts, I would not be permitting the no-low to the one if you were not pleading guilty to at least one of them. But you are, and y'all admit a factual basis for the counts that you are pleading guilty to. I find there to be a factual basis for those counts, and for the remaining counts with which you are charged, I am going to impose a sentence, and I've taken a little bit of the suggested special conditions from the defense and a little bit of the special conditions suggested by the prosecution. On count one, the court sentence is 20 years to serve 5.
Let me throw a full disclaimer, because I'm gonna go opposite. I'm gonna be fair, right? And it says, blaming Jeff because Fonnie got a death threat. Please get the F out of here. And the Thugger Daily says, that's not what the caption said. Good job, line again, Fulton County. Thug did not put her name out there, And even if he did, why can't he publicly criticize the system that prosecuted him? We step it all over the First Amendment. And he highlighted when it says on April 1st, 2025, Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, amplified this act by reposting the image with the caption, Marissa Viverito, the biggest liar in the DA's office. This post went quickly viral, amassed over 2 million views with thousands of comments and retweets, many of which included direct threats to investigator Viverito. So, with all due respect, Thugger Daily, you're saying Thug didn't put her name out there, but he did amplify the actual post. So Thug had to make sure to come out and say this. I don't make threats, people. I'm a good person. I would never condone anyone threatening anyone or definitely participating in threatening anyone. I'm all about peace and love. The Thugger Daily goes on to say, so Viverito is allowed to call Thug a bunch of probably false things in front of the world, lie about him putting $24 million on someone's head, lie about his album cover being called a gang war, etc. But he can't call her a liar? Nah. Judge herself heavily implied the prosecutors were lying at times, and they were. Personal non-lawyer prediction out of my ass. Whitaker looks at the motion and denies it without a hearing, or at worst adds conditions to limit Thug talking about witnesses, because she was a witness on the stand. Then an actual lawyer chimed in, but y'all know Seti Nash, the hood lawyer, so I really ain't really tripping on that one. Actual lawyer, not talking out of his ass prediction. Andrew Fleischman. It is not illegal to criticize the Fulton County District Attorney's Office or Marissa Viverito. It does not seem like Thug had any terms of probation to keep him from criticizing them, nor do I think the First Amendment would permit such terms. Before you guys write in disagreements, I want you to look at the other side. The whole Seti Nash, Fighting Willis stuff and everything like that, those rumors are about to circulate again because what I'm about to say has to be said, and I don't give a damn who's a fan. I don't care if family members. Big Jeff, I respect you. You know, we don't really see eye to eye at all, but flat out your son was wrong. Flat out. If he wasn't on probation, cool. No problem. He is still the property in state property. Do we understand this? So when they said what they said, they were actually right. He can't say nothing. Not a thing. And for all you morons who are going to say, well, it's his First Amendment right, and that's how he feel. Man, they want that money. That's what they slid that in there on the bottom part. Let me get the big stuff out the way real quick. The big stuff out the way is they want that money. Yeah, they see Thug about to do that tour in Chicago, I believe it is, or do his first show in Chicago in about a month or two. And they see that he's gaining motion, the song with Lil Baby. They thought they ruined his rap career because they took the rap lyrics from him and said he can't rap about that. Little do they realize that Thug ain't really been rapping about gangster stuff for a couple of albums. But the problem with this is she told you. Paige Reese Whitaker told you, it's not you. It's what you do that these people think is cool. When you have fans, it's short for fanatic, but when you have fans, and this is why I'm always quick to say, I don't have fans on my channel. I don't want fans. No, I want supporters. I want people that are visionaries because I'm not above criticism. Mm-hmm. People didn't even like what I put in the last damn video when Keywan White literally said, yeah, it's over for Yella Beezy. He did. He said that the snitches that are on the case are about to tell. And I took the video, and I don't care how y'all feel about my opinion. To me, it sounded like he ready to tell it all. But it doesn't matter. When you have fans, bro, they will take it upon themselves to do certain things that you would never approve of. Mm-hmm. And then it's funny. If you do that, we'll just have a whole nother trial of people that were threatened by Viverito, like SB's wife, like Shannon Jackson's wife, Kayla Bumpus. Well, that was a threat right there while she was sitting up there testifying. And the court ain't finna go for that, oh, we wanted to hide her identity. Well, then you should have scrubbed the internet. I put her damn picture out there as well on the internet. So that doesn't even matter. You can Google Officer Viverito. Blame y'all stupid ass police department then. Have your police department take her photos down. The photos came from y'all. All the photos that we have of Marissa Viverito is because of Fulton County. So yeah, y'all need to go to jail too. And y'all see Miss Love wasn't in on that because she gone. Told y'all she was leaving. Flat out told y'all. She gone. So there's that. But here's the biggest thing. Nigga, did you really learn anything? It's not just those tweets. When he put out the tweet that said that that Street, aka Young Scooter, was shot, that pissed off Atlanta PD. That's why they had to hurry up. That day, there's actually people who were trying to get that autopsy that could not get it. I seen the following. I can show it to y'all. Stay to the very end. I'll show you the exact pictures and everything like that. Who could not get that. So APD hurried up and sped that through and made sure to put in there he did not die from powder burns. Then here's one of the worst things, and I want you people to understand. The personal attacks that he's been taking at Gunna are unnecessary. They just are. That shit is not necessary at all. You can feel how you want to feel about Gunna. You can say what you want to say about Gunna. Hell, you don't have to like him at all. But to flat out go out of your way and say that is stupid. We understand there's a problem. But all you dumbasses, and I'm calling you dumbasses, if you're a visionary and you don't see this, you're a dumbass. He's on probation. He is the property of the state of Georgia by the county of Fulton. It just is what it is. He can't do certain things. He can't say certain things. He needs to go back into the mode of just having a regular square person, a management, whatever it is, let them run your account because, bruh, you obviously done lost your damn mind. And I know there's, you're supposed to be supporting Young Thug. She's not going to take that, man. She's not going to take, she's literally not going to do that. But you're supposed to be supporting Young Thug. She's not going to take that, man. She's not going to take, she's literally not going to do that. But she needs to bring him in there, drag his ass in front of court, and get on his ass. She needs to drag him down to court and do that. They're going to mess around and basically say about his tweets, hey, bro, you can't do this, you can't do that. So there's going to be changes to his probation. They're not going to haul him off to prison for that stuff. He's not literally responsible for what people tweet. There are things that people tweet all the time that have nothing to do with nothing. So there's that. And I find it funny how he did the community service and they didn't care about that at all. So they're not saying he's not staying obligated to his commitments, which is funny. He has been. I know. There's other stuff that he's done, but they don't want that out there, so I won't put it out there. But he's been on the right path. But this right here, this lapse in judgment, you got to get your hands smacked, bro, because that was wrong. That was wrong. Now, I'm pretty sure he didn't really think too much about it. Like, all right. But Viverito's on the stand. She's long-winded. Long booty, too. I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. I don't know what she looks like physically. And I don't really care. But Marissa Viverito and Fonnie Willis and Simone Hilton and Adam Abate on this one, they want to come back for that money. They still pissed. They are still pissed about that. That Young Thug and them have not messed around and just gave it all up, the money and all that stuff. And they don't want him preaching about whatever his cases is.
See, I'm gonna let him finish, but look, man, I feel like a lot of laws and all that shit, bro, the judges and all that, police departments, when they know that a rapper is making money and he got street ties, they're gonna wait till you make as much money as you possibly can before they come after you, because they want to squeeze every bit of change out of you during the legal process. That's just how I truly feel, man. And y'all just be falling right for it.
Guarantee you, probably in that probation revocation that they're going for, what's going to be modified is that he can't speak on any proceedings in the courts, including his own. So when they go back to court for the rest of his things, they're going to really, yeah, they're going to mess it up, bro. they're gonna try to go for the gusto. Because remember, Fonnie Willis ass owe $53,000 or $55,000. You don't think she ain't gonna try to get some of that money back? Yeah, all right. Say what you will, say what you want. I know the truth. This is not just about making sure that he don't say anything about the courts, which Viverito is the biggest liar. Flat out she is. I said it. But this is also about the power that he holds. They hated that tweet before. That tweet before is the real tweet that they talking about. That, oh, he got shot. I'm still debating on if I want to go to the balloon release tomorrow. But y'all let me know in the comments what y'all want me to do, and we'll figure it out. Medical examiner's press report for Kenneth Bailey. Case number 2025-00821. That's important for you people who want the Freedom of Information Act to send that in. 39 years old, black male, date of injury 3/28/2025, date of death 3/28/2025. The Office of the Fulton County Medical Examiner performed an autopsy on Kenneth Bailey on Saturday, March 29, 2025. Case of death, penetrating injury of the right thigh, manner of death, accident. Comment: Mr. Bailey sustained a penetrating injury of the right thigh that created marked blood loss. This injury was not a gunshot wound. Mr. Bailey injured himself on organic wooden fencing material and/or woody debris after vaulting at least one fence. Now, correct me if we're wrong, but wouldn't it have just been best to say that he had a right thigh injury from penetrating wood instead of having to define that he was not shot and then telling us how he got there? I mean, no disrespect at how I say this, but you wasn't there. How the hell you know he even jumped fences? We taking the police at their word that he jumped fences, but that part right there, bro, it always get weird when they start doing stuff like that.
Listen up, man. That's the end of that video. But look, what y'all think about Young Thug's situation, man? Y'all think he about to go back to jail? Or y'all think it's just a stern warning? I'm hoping, bro, don't go back to jail, man, because that's dumb, bro. That's dumb. Like, I like Thug's music a lot. You know what I'm saying? I would hate to see him go back to jail and shit. But yeah, man. I guess I'm just about to keep on looking into these cases, bro, and seeing what the fuck is going on, because it's a lot going on. A lot of jail talk, even from Compton to fucking or California. You know, with Big U, they got the RICO and shit. I ain't even looking at they shit for real, but you know, Houston and Atlanta and Memphis, all these places just dealing with a bunch of shit. So yeah, man, y'all stay tuned, bro, for the next one, man. I'm gonna be uploading kind of frequently if I can, but yeah, y'all know who the fuck it is. Fuck with me, sub me up. I'm out, y'all. Keep a lookout for the next one. All right, peace.